Obviously, got a great night for our program, and one that we've worked really hard to make happen. So I haven't been emotional to this very point. And of course, right when I get in front of you guys, I'm going to get emotional. But I think that the emotions are a testament to the level of care, the level of investment from so many people that are cheering for us. To start with our chancellor, who, again, I said this from the jump, but, none of this would be possible without his belief in what we're doing and, God, his willingness to reimagine what this program can be and open up resources and push. Obviously, to the best partner that I could ever ask for in Candace Lee. She's a great boss, a great friend, a great mentor. And few people know the level of fight like she understands the level of fight. And again, I wouldn't be here without her from the interview till now. And her support, her belief, her willingness to set a path and open up a path for me to do the things I need to do to get this program headed where it needs to go. Again, I'm grateful, and I think there's a lot of credit that needs to go to her. So as far as the game went, independent of the way I feel right now, we expected to win that game. That's not shocking to me. I was going to be emotional no matter what because it's a big win. And, to capture that stadium and as we're kneeling the ball out, just a picture in my mind of what the dream is. That is the dream. That's why I came here. It's what I came here to do. And there are days where you feel like you're really close. There are days where you feel like you're miles away. And to have that actualized for the moment, that was special and something I'll never forget. Now, we expected it, and I'm proud of our team, the way we battled. When you look at the game itself, we knew we needed to limit possessions. That's an explosive offense. It's a good Alabama team. I've got a ton of respect for Kalen. I thought his guys battled too. And I believe they had 9 possessions. We said, in the game, part of our big 3 was a 10 possession game. So to get a 9 possession game means that we met that mark. That takes a team that's playing together. That's all 3 phases interlocked, and proud of that. If you look at it, I think we held the ball for 42 minutes. That's how you win games like that against good teams. The second key was punch, counter punch for us. We knew they were going to get their plays. We needed to sync up at the right times. We needed the next unit, no matter what had happened before, the next unit to step on the field and to dictate the energy on the field. And we did that, I thought the way we started the game, defensively with the turnover for a touchdown, I thought moments where we delivered stops and got the ball back. And obviously for our offense to counter punch at the end and finish with possession that was a lot of fun. I felt like we delivered that way. And then special teams. Now, there were a couple of things that we want back from special teams, the return at the start of the half. I think even the kickoff, the squib kick there at the end, we want to puncture vertically on that one. But on the whole, when you talk about the touchbacks on kickoff, huge. The pin punt that got them backed up, set up a good complementary sequence that we needed. That's what a win looks like. It's a team win. That's what our program is. And we have everything we need here to replicate that. We were a more disciplined team tonight. We cleaned up the penalties. I was proud of that. Hopefully there's a great lesson for us to pull forward from that. And, we need to celebrate this and enjoy it and savor the moment. And then in 12 hours, we need to turn the page and focus on Kentucky, and that's what we'll do. This isn't an arrival for our program. It's a beginning in some ways. I do feel like this is a breakthrough moment for us, but it only matters It only matters in terms of the climb we're on and the journey if we turn and get right back into our process. So again, obviously, you know how much this means to me. I love our university. I love our city. I love our program. This is why I came back. It's meant to be emotional because, again, I bled a lot into this, and it just feels great to be able to celebrate with a team that I love and care about. And I look forward to doing that more in the future. So with that, I'm happy to open up for questions.
The players, work so hard year-round and have taken a lot of losses over the last 3 years. How happy are you for them to get this?
I'm really happy for them. I think, again, we focus on our belief, and we understand that any time as a competitor, I think anymore, the world is set up right now where you can avoid discomfort pretty easily. And I don't take it for granted that I've got a team of warriors that keep their jaw set in adversity. There's so many lessons to pull from this build. And I said it after Virginia Tech, and I said it tonight to the team, the guys that have been here, this their 4th year with me. There's nothing I could say to thank them for their level of belief and investment. This is my job. It's my passion, but I'm also kind of hardwired. And this, I love challenges, and I love coming to work, and I love the task of having to find a way through. I think for young people to share that passion and love for the challenge, it's inspirational. It's remarkable, and so yes, I'm happy for them. Happy for all of them. The guys that we added to this program, I can't thank them enough for, again, their alignment with our environment, our culture, and with what Vanderbilt football is about. And I know they're hungry for more too. So we're going to go back to work.
Clark, I think the goalposts are over near Broadway now. When you think back on what you've gone through here, but specifically the end of last season when everyone's leaving, you're making changes, how far away did this feel at that moment, and what is it you think allowed Vanderbilt to just go beat the #1 team in the country?
I think in those moments, look, there were some really hard days in December, and it was this feeling of, kind of evolve or die, adapt or die. Like we had to, it's not just good enough to just copy and paste in the process. We had to really dig in and say, what does this need to look like? And it started with, our belief statement, which was a great, eloquent, statement that we deleted and said, we're here to win. We're here to win. And so we're going to measure everything, every decision, action, every dollar spent against what it takes to win. And so that reframed some of those conversations that were really painful and really hard, because they also represented opportunities for my growth, our program's growth, and it actually, the obstacle became the way. It became the path forward. And I didn't love it, look, and I care about everybody in this program, and to have, every time someone leaves, it's like a piece of me goes. And I think that's a beautiful part of it too, because that piece is planted somewhere else, and hopefully they take something from the experience. But there were days where it was left foot, right foot, breathe, stay focused on the long-term vision, and find the path through. And what we learned in those moments, me, our staff, the support staff, I think of Barton, I think of Ben Cawthon, I think of Molly, I think of Earl Bennett, locked in my office trying to find that, what we learned a lesson in resilience and resolve. And the belief and the vision can be challenged to the point where you can't even see it anymore. Are you willing to do the next right thing the right way? And so certainly it felt like a large gap to close, and what we did is just focused on what the next thing was that we needed to do. That included hiring Tim Beck, that included hiring Jerry Kill, that included getting in the transfer portal, that included Candace opening up resources for us, that included, retaining the team that we could retain and believing in them. And by the time we got to January and I had a team, I was ready to go. And at that point, it becomes, let's have some fun building this thing and making it as good as we can make it. And so that captures a little bit of what that experience was like for me. And, again, I look at a night like tonight, and I think, I'm really glad that I had a bunch of people around me that held onto the rope. And I think it's inevitable that there's more adversity ahead. And what we need to learn from that is that we continue to evolve, we continue to grow, we continue to push for more, and we continue to find ways to level up. And that's what we'll do.
Clark, did the Missouri game help make this happen?
I don't know that I would say that. I think this team doesn't need an opponent and to measure themselves against an opponent to find confidence. They're confident. There's a belief embedded and inherent in what we do. I will say that as we've met disappointment, I mean, look, we stand here in celebration. A few weeks ago, we were on the road really disappointed. We're capable of both, right? We can play really well, and we can also play poorly. And so the lesson here is playing to an identity, playing to a strategy, and continuing to step into that belief. But the locker room after those disappointing losses has been totally different than it was in the first 3 years. And that's not a statement about, there are so many people in those first 3 years that were on this team that are no longer here that bled and sweat and sacrificed and believed. But the challenge has been getting everyone to do that. And it only takes a few people to pull the soul of the program down. And so a lot of times after losses in the past, especially tight losses, it felt like, just kind of a victim's mindset. And whether it's at Georgia State or whether it's at Missouri, that locker room, the tone, the courage, the challenge of each other, that has represented something totally different to me. And obviously they were disappointed, but there was a resolve there. And so I don't think we needed Missouri to get to tonight, and I don't think we needed tonight to get to where we're going. Again, you talk about margins, and look, I mean, we needed to win that one in regulation. I mean, they were building momentum offensively. We needed that stop at the end. But had we come back and we lost those margins and we came up just short, I still believe in where we're headed. So this is about celebrating a good result and switching gears and getting right back into process to go find some more.
The clip of Nick Saban saying that Vanderbilt is the only place in the SEC that's not hard to play. Were you aware of that clip before this week?
No, and shoot. I mean, look. I mean, I don't. That doesn't affect me. I don't have an opinion on that. I mean, I love Coach. I mean, I've got so much respect for him, and I don't take any disrespect that way. What we need to do is fill the stadium with black and gold shirts, and when we do that, it will be a hard place to play. And it may not be the biggest, but it is on top of you, and it can get loud. And I think this is a glimpse in as to what Saturday night in Nashville can be. So I didn't know. I stay pretty well insulated in general, but that doesn't have an effect on me.
This could be a breakthrough for your program. Do you feel like there was a breakthrough moment in this game where the thought changes and the momentum changes? There were a lot of big plays, of course, but particularly in the second half, the strip sack comes up. Was there a play or two that you think back of in this game?
I think the sack was huge. That was a big moment. Cam Johnson's touchdown was huge. I mean, it's all of them, right? I mean, I don't know that you can single one out. I think in some ways this game was won in the first quarter. When we were able to again score a touchdown and get a pick six. But what I think the breakthrough was in terms of the performance was we played a clean game and we played to our strategy. And I have talked about this, and I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk about it. I mean, this is all I've said is game control offense, point limitation defense, special teams win field position. Let's play penalty free, and let's win the turnover battle. And that's what we did. And so I think it validates that thought internally, and so now we take that and we copy and paste it and move it forward.
We talked about earlier, Clark, about how instrumental what does a win over a #1 national team do, you hope, potentially, to further open up resources for this program?
Well, I hope it does a lot. Look, I don't. I'm just. We keep working on who we are internally, and we let that manifest externally. And so what we're going to do is keep focusing on how we can build this program from within, bring the right people in, coach the right way, play the right way, connect with our community the right way, and deliver big moments and special memories. And I think people will start to pay attention, and that's my hope. But ultimately, a night like tonight hopefully moves the needle for some. Hopefully, the next time we're at home, you get a sense of what this can be in terms of Vanderbilt support for our program. And I don't, I'm not bitter by that. I just, we have to play a certain way for people to take interest. Nashville, one of the things that's great about this city is there is a lot going on. And we compete with all those things, again, to draw interest of the people that are in our community. And hopefully this team is starting to do things that create ripples where more people will pay attention. And certainly when more people start paying attention, I think everyone will realize that we're just continued growth of resources away from building something that really doesn't need to take a backseat to anybody. I think I'm on record as saying the best program in the country. That's what I'm after. And it's cheap a little bit to bring that up right now, but that's what I said. And I think when I said it, no one really understood it. But the people that know me and know what we're doing here understood. We're going to keep doing the right things the right way. We're going to keep evolving and growing. We need people to take interest, and we need the resources, but we can get it done here. And tonight was a special night for me. It was a special night for Canada, a special night for Vanderbilt, a special night for my team. Here's to having more of these nights.
You changed your center. You moved Lasoya to guard. You moved Castillo to center. Maybe the best your offensive line has played since you've been here. What went into the game plan? What did you guys do differently to succeed?
Well, I think, look, I got to credit Coach K and Dylan Altenreith for the work they do with that front. I've said just how impressed that I've been with Chris Klanakis and his abilities as a coach. I mean, God, I've learned a lot from watching him. And by the way, I mean, as we were kneeling the ball out, he had a gash on his forehead and blood was dripping everywhere. And I think that's what you want your O-line coach to look like. His wife comes to practice, supports the players. I mean, she's there all the time. It was fun to have an embrace with her afterwards and just all that she's invested. That front, I'm really proud of the way we played, really in both lines of scrimmage tonight. And you can't talk about that with also not saying that, I think we have the best strength coach in the country. And the work that his staff has put in to make these moments possible. I mean, I felt like we physically were the more dominant team tonight. That's a statement. These guys played tough, and we made it hard. And they got some plays with their skill, and they were able to snuff out Diego a couple times, but, we just kept throwing our punches. As far as the changes go, it's about the best 11 on the field, and we got to keep searching for what that is. I thought, obviously, with the way we played, that was masterful. We knew we needed a little more size at center. X has done a great job. He's a smart player. He obviously played really well, held up in there. I can't say enough about our offensive line. And in this league, you got to win in the front. I mean, it's just not going to happen unless you can win on the offensive line and defensive line. I thought on both sides of the ball, we did that. I thought we limited their run game. We have to play better on the perimeter defensively. We will contest the space and keep the ball in front of us, and we can't grow tired of that. Offensively, I thought tonight we were opportunistic with our shots, and I'm really proud of Junior Sherrill for missing one on the sideline that I know he felt like he could get, and coming back and getting a huge touchdown catch at the end. And so that's what this is about. But certainly a huge credit to the front, and I'm glad we have the coaches and the players that we have. I'm proud of them.
Thanks, everybody. We're going to get the players in here now.
Thank you, guys.